Hey everyone, Alex here with Off the Cuff Reviews. I am back again to bring you guys a special new video. This time we're going to be talking about the top 10 actors. I just did a top 10 actresses list, which you can find down below in the description. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe, drop a like, and maybe drop a comment to help support my channel. Let's dive into this. But actually first, let's talk about one thing that I just actually received in the mail. And that is Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I just got this Criterion Collection DVD. I got this from the Barnes & Noble half-off deal that they had. Actually, I think I just said DVD, but it is actually a Blu-ray. I just got this Criterion Collection Blu-ray for Portrait of a Lady on Fire, one of my favorite movies to come out last year, and I'm so excited to own this. This movie is incredible, and if you guys like anything like this, if you guys like my content, I do have a review of this movie that is on my channel right now, so you guys can definitely go check that out. Let's get into it. Number 10 is Denzel Washington. He, of course, was in Training Day, Malcolm X. The list goes on and on and on. He is one of the most incredible actors working today, and I think his work speaks for itself. Number 9 is the original James Bond. You know who it is. Sean Connery. He was in The Rock, The Untouchables. He is one of the most prolific actors to ever live. Sean Connery is amazing. Number 8. I was actually introduced to this actor when I was really young. I used to be into like history movies, historical things, war movies, stuff like that. And I was first introduced to him by the movie JFK. So if you guys have seen that, you might know. But I'm, of course, talking about Joe Pesci. He is amazing. He was in The Irishman, like I said, JFK, Home Alone, Goodfellas. He is actually amazing, and I really enjoy pretty much all of his work. And I think you guys should definitely check it out if you haven't. Number 7 on my list is going to actually go to an actor who is very eclectic and strange and out there, and I love him, and I love most of his work, at least. Actually, I pretty much love everything he's ever done, but that is, of course, Joaquin Phoenix. I could not make this list without him. I think Joaquin Phoenix is actually incredible. He was in Walk the Line. Of course, he was in last year's Joker. He was in a movie called Buffalo Soldiers, which is where I got introduced to him. He was in the movie Her. You Were Never Really Here. He's been in so many prolific films. So many films that span his entire career have been like top-notch, amazing works of art. And he is one of the top actors working today. And that's why he's number 7 on this list. So let's go on to number 6, which is Javier Bardem. Now, I fucking love Javier Bardem. He is, and you know what else I just noticed? That on this list, it goes Joe Pesci, Joaquin Phoenix, Javier Bardem, JJJ. I don't know why, but whatever. I thought that was kind of funny. But so Javier Bardem, he was in No Country for Old Men, Mother. He's in the new movie that's upcoming, one of my most anticipated films coming out, which is Dune. He is amazing. I loved him in Mother. He was the perfect counterpart for Jennifer Lawrence, and he is going to have an amazing career. I mean, he already has, but like he's going to continue to have an amazing career. Number 5 on this list is one of my favorite actors. obviously, but he is one of my all-time favorite actors. I'm actually surprised that I didn't put him higher on this list. But number 5 spot is going to go to Matthew McConaughey. What can we say about Matthew McConaughey that he hasn't already said before? He was in Interstellar, which is my all-time favorite movie, Dallas Buyers Club, Wolf of Wall Street, you name it, he's probably been in it. He is amazing. I love Matthew McConaughey. I love his vibe. I love his whole ordeal. I love everything about Matthew McConaughey. He's awesome. On to my number 4 pick, and the only reason he's this high on this list is for one movie and one movie only, and that is his performance in Prisoners. Of course, I'm talking about Hugh Jackman. His performance in Prisoners was hands down one of the best performances that I've ever seen on screen, ever. And I've seen thousands of movies. He has encapsulated me. Like his performance in that film was I don't know, it could possibly be my favorite performance ever in any film. It was so raw, so authentic. I don't know. I think I actually did a full review of that movie, which I will link down below in the description if you want to go check it out. I love that movie. I love Hugh Jackman in that movie. And wasn't he in movie 43, which kind of fucking ruined his career? But I loved him in Prisoners. So let's move on to number 3, which is actually going to be Christian Bale. I fucking love Christian Bale. He was in The Dark Knight, of course. He was in American Psycho, of course. He was also in Ford v Ferrari, which I haven't seen, but it is on my watch list. Once I end up watching it, I'm going to put up a full review on this channel. And he was in one of my favorite movies, and that is The Machinist. A lot of people haven't even heard of The Machinist before, but The Machinist is actually amazing. He slimmed down for that role so much that he was unrecognizable. He changed his entire body for this role, and he got a lot of praise from Hollywood for doing that to fit this role, even though it was a little bit dangerous for his body. But The Machinist was amazing. You know what's weird? The only reason I even found that movie was because when I was in high school, I was researching lucid dreams, and I ended up just typing in movies about lucid dreaming, and that was one of the movies that came up. I don't know why. I mean, it has a little bit to do with like sleep and not sleeping and stuff like that, but he was incredible in that. So I actually recommend that movie to anyone that hasn't seen it or even heard of it. Go check it out. The Machinist. Used to be on Netflix. I don't know if it's on there now, but just go check it out. Number 2. This is my personal favorite actor. I didn't put him as number 1 for one reason and one reason only. And that reason is because the number 1 actor is actually, I think, a more prolific actor. He is the person I have in the number 1 spot is, I think, better at acting and has proved that over his career a little bit more than this number 2 spot. But the number 2 spot goes to Leonardo DiCaprio, because he is fucking amazing. He has been in pretty much all of your fucking favorite movies. He's been in Inception, The Revenant, Titanic, The Wolf of Wall Street, What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He has been in some of the best films to ever be released. And he just a few years ago got his first Oscar. I think it's a sign that this is going to go against the Academy, but this is a little bit of a sign that shows that the Academy is a little bit out of touch with how things are going in Hollywood, especially if Leonardo DiCaprio, one of the greatest actors to ever live, is just getting an Oscar just a few years ago. Although it was well deserved. The Revenant, oh my God, like what an incredible film. Incredible. Like, wow. But let's move on to honorable mentions. Okay, so number one honorable mention is going to go to an actor who has been ousted from Hollywood for doing some fucked up shit. I'm not going to talk about that part. I just wanted to say that he would actually be on the top 10 list. I ended up putting him in the honorable mentions because his work is good for what he has done in his career, even though it has overshadowed and been pretty much taken away by the things that he has done outside of his work, and that is Kevin Spacey. I think that his performance in American Beauty is amazing, and I think he is an incredible actor. He can do TV, he can do movies. He plays an amazing bad guy, but that's because he is a bad guy, and that's why he's on the honorable mentions. I just wanted to mention him because I think that he has been in some amazing works, but he can't make the top 10 list if he's, being a horrible person. So the next honorable mention is actually going to go to somebody that I wanted to make this list, but just ended up, I kind of saw it as a sign that he didn't end up crossing my mind, but that is Jake Gyllenhaal. I actually love Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he is incredible and eclectic, strange. He has been in Donnie Darko, Prisoners, Zodiac. He has been in a lot of the movies that you guys love, the movies that I love. Some of my favorite movies, pretty much almost all of them, he has been in. Now, that is amazing, but he didn't cross my mind when I was making this list, and I think that is why I just added him into the honorable mentions, because he deserves a spot somewhere on this list. But I thought it was a sign that if he didn't cross my mind during the making of the list, then he should be at least put in as an honorable mention. So let's move on to the number one pick for the top actor. Can you guys guess? You probably already know. You probably already guessed it. But it is Daniel Day-Lewis. Nobody on the face of the earth can get into a role, can transform themselves into another person, into another character, into a role, into somebody else like Daniel Day-Lewis. Gangs of New York was incredible. You don't recognize Daniel Day-Lewis when he's in a movie because he's not Daniel Day-Lewis anymore. He is whoever he is in that movie. So he was in Gangs of New York, There Will Be Blood, Lincoln. He played Abraham Lincoln, and he did it well. He was in The Last of the Mohicans, Phantom Thread. He has a prolific career as an actor, and he is the best actor working today. Nobody, actually, I think he might have retired, but nobody is as good as he is. Nobody probably will ever be as good as he is. He is the best actor, and I stand by that statement. Go check out any of the movies that I listed, any of the movies that from any of the other actors that I listed that you haven't seen. Go check it out. Go check out any of their other works that you may have missed. Please check all these actors and their works out. They deserve it. They're amazing. You guys are amazing. Thank you for watching. This has been the top 10 actors list. My name is Alex. This is Off the Cuff Reviews, and I will see you guys on the flip side.